what is it that food does for you? I know some people say food's a comfort, but I know you just it's like if people watch your videos, you truly enjoy tasting food.
Yeah, like
What
wholeheartedly. I'll say
One, two, three, four.
Thanks for tuning in to Conversations with Brent. I brought a lot of people that are special to me and even some family and close friends. But today, you get to meet somebody who has a passion for food. I mean, you ever see somebody they just love what they do? Well, this next guest has such a passion with food, and I'm not going to call her what I call her. I'm going to say, "Hey, Cutie,
hey.
how you doing?"
I'm doing wonderful. Thank you for having me. How are you?
I'm good. And if you wonder why I said cutie, because we have none other than the incomparable, most elegant foodie with a cutie. And so we want to get into how she got started, why does she do what she does, and we'll see how you can help and support her. So let's start on the journey of foodie with a cutie because we know it started with a talk show and it just kept progressing. What was that like?
So like I started off by doing like motivational speaking because I went through a lot and I've overcome a lot. And a lot of
Yes.
people would be like, "Hey, like how'd you get through this? Like how do you still smile when you've been through so much?" And I'm just like, okay, like my story helps a lot of people, but like how can I touch more people outside of my story? Because although my story may move mountains for others, it doesn't do the same for everybody. So like I wanted to have like a platform to be able to help everybody. So I started the Deja Talk Show where I would interview different entrepreneurs or people that overcame like major trials and tribulations in life. And it was cool, but it wasn't me. I felt like it was like very forced. It felt like a job. It felt like extra work. And I'm just like, something about this is not giving what it's supposed to give. So I was like, how can I spice it up to make not only myself like it more, but my audience as well? Because I feel like people gravitate towards me, but it didn't always mean that they liked what I did. So I started Food Fridays where I would go to different locally and family owned restaurants, food trucks, bakeries, whatever the case may have been. And I would go check them out. I would highlight some of their menu items. I would talk about it and I would post it. And people actually fell in love with it. And I fell in love with it. And I was like, I want every day to be Food Friday. Like, how can I make
Right.
every single day Food Friday? So I took a year and a half hiatus. I completely rebranded and I became Foodies with a Cutie.
And so where'd the name come from?
So actually, it was between two names. It was Little Lady Big Food, or it was gonna be Foodies with a Cutie. And I honestly don't even know what made me come up with Foodies with a Cutie. It just like rolled off the tongue. It came off right. It sounded right, and I kind of like fell in love with it automatically. So I had did a poll on my Facebook stories, and I was like, okay, like which one do y'all like? They had no idea what I was doing, like what it was for, but people was just voting like on which name they like better. And
Right.
Foodies with the Cutie tremendously won, and yeah, we just went with that. I already knew that's what I wanted it to be, though.
Good deal. So,
Yeah.
talked about your show, and of course, because you are my niece, we talk a lot. And people look at you now. Where are you at with your social media numbers?
Social media numbers. I have 30,600 followers on TikTok. I just hit 26,000 followers on Instagram, and I just hit 22,000 followers on Facebook.
And the reason I wanted to bring that up because, like you said, you took a year off and you did some rebranding. And before that, where were your numbers at before the rebranding?
My numbers were below 1,000, below 1,000
And,
across all platforms.
and so it shows that one, as far as your brand, that moment off was a great return on investment because it increased your following.
Yes.
What has that, the increase in following, what doors has that opened for you?
Um, The increase of following actually opened up a lot of doors. I will ultimately say that the amount of followers that you have does not matter. So, rather you hear how many numbers I have versus the numbers that you have, or the numbers that you have versus the numbers that I have, doesn't always like, it like gives like some sort of statement, but it doesn't define
Right.
who you are. But it does allow more people to understand, like, hey, okay, like, she has a following. They really like what she does. It's really the engagement that they really look at. But yeah, the engagement and the following has opened so many doors for me. I have been able to collaborate with like major brands, and yeah, like it's just like honestly, the opportunities just keep flowing in. I've realized now that I put in the work while I didn't have the following is really
Mm.
starting to pay off in the long run. So, yeah.
And I think you said two major things there. One, your followers do not define you.
Yeah.
If you have 1,000 or 1,000,000, it doesn't define you. And I think sometimes people get caught up in numbers
Hmm.
of I have this many, that many. But then two, I think the more important thing you said, it's more about engagement.
Yeah.
You can have 1,000,000 followers, but if you're not engaging, then you're not actually reaching 1,000,000 people.
Right.
So before we talk about the latest major collaboration, who's some brands or things you've collaborated with thus far?
Thus far, I'd say the not the biggest, but a big one is Frisch's. I just became like one of their influencers, somebody that just helps spread the words about like, new menu items and stuff like that. Which transitioned into me working with the Taste of Cincinnati, which everybody in the city of Cincinnati knows about the taste.
Right.
Which I would assume opened another door to end up working with the one and only Kroger. So yeah. It's like, yeah, it's baby steps. It's kind of like, oh, okay, I work with them. Oh, okay, I work with them. Oh, yeah, and graders. And I got
Yeah.
something coming up with Buffalo Wings and Rings. So, like once one door opens, it literally opens and you see like a million other doors, and they're just gonna keep opening one by one, one by one, one by one. So don't get discouraged because once that one door opens, it's up from there.
And so you mentioned Kroger. What are you doing with Kroger's and how can people help you?
Yeah, so Kroger, I don't know if everybody is aware, but Kroger has an app. So everybody knows, the little Kroger deals, Kroger value, whatever the case may be, but they have an app that you can actually download on your phone. You'll be able to put certain coupons onto your rewards number. So you'll also be able to see like the weekly ads as far as like everything that they'll have discounted for the week and everything of that sort. If you're looking up a recipe and you need like a certain amount of ingredients, like you can literally make that whole list in your cart, and then you'll be able to go pick it up, or you can go into the grocery store and see everything that you need like exactly. But yeah, the way that you can actually help me is by going onto my social media, clicking on the link, just to go ahead and download the app so you can get started today to start saving some big money. Because honestly, I kind of wish I knew about the app before I even start doing this campaign. Because I'm like, whoa. And on top of that, when you do actually go to check out and you put in your number, everybody has a Kroger reward number. When you actually put in that Kroger rewards number, it automatically takes off all those coupons that you put into your app. So yeah,
Yes.
it saves you a lot of time and it saves you a lot of money. So make sure y'all go ahead and download that app using my link.
And we'll definitely, Deja has a special link. We'll definitely put it in the details so that you all can have that as well.
Yes, please.
So, Deja, what's next? Foodie with a Cutie is working on a lot of things. What's next for you personally?
Next for me personally, it's between restarting my show and doing, food reviews around the city at different locally and family owned restaurants. But
Mhm.
anybody who's watching this, you get a sneak peek as far as like what I'm currently working on, which is actually a foodie finder on my website. You'll be able to look up rooftop bars, a list of rooftop bars that populate. You can look up wings, a list of places that has delicious wings in the city will populate.
Right.
So yeah, those are the two things that I have coming up, and I'm really
Okay.
excited about it.
Good deal. And so we know that you usually do around Cincinnati. And I know at some point you would like to branch out. If people have restaurants they would like you to try, whether locally or somewhere, how can they make those suggestions to you?
Yeah, absolutely. So I check my DM like all the time. I love when people give me recommendations as far as like, hey, like if you come to Atlanta, you really gotta try this spot, or hey, like if you come to New York, like you gotta try this spot. Hey, Chicago, like if you coming out here, try this spot. So I literally have an entire list of recommendations that has been sent out to me for specific cities. Like I have it all categorized. So whenever I do go to these cities, I will definitely be checking them out. So feel free to even comment on any of my posts. Be like, hey, like if you come to whatchamacallit, like come check this out. Like whatever the
Right.
case may be, I'm gonna write it down and I'm going to check them out. Like if my cuties are telling me to go check out a place, I'm gonna do just that. So yes.
So your followers are called cuties?
Yes, my followers are called cuties, and if it's a male, then it's a foodie. So foodies and
Yeah,
cuties.
okay. I like that. I like that. So are you a breakfast, lunch, or dinner person?
Oh, that's so hard. That's like a really difficult question. I would gravitate towards brunch. Cause
Okay.
like I can do like a little bit of both. I could pick and
Right.
choose what I really want to do. I could go get a burger if I go to brunch. Or I can get a breakfast platter. I can get an omelet. I can get a breakfast burrito, something of that sort. So I would definitely have to say brunch. And it's mimosas. So
Okay. So I was going to ask you, so to date, what is your favorite breakfast, lunch, or dinner spot? But just say maybe one or two of uh your go-to spots,
for brunch,
or just your favorite. Maybe they have your favorite wings, a favorite sandwich.
so I actually just recently discovered one of my new favorite restaurants. It is called Forno and the Stereo Bar. It's located in Hyde Park. They also have a second location on Montgomery Road in Montgomery, of course, here in Cincinnati, Ohio. And then I would also have to probably say, goodness, I have so many. Like, this is not a fair question.
Well, let's talk about the cereal bar. What is that? I
Um,
think I know. But let's talk about that one.
Yes, the cereal bar. So we have something called Saturday Morning Vibe Cereal Bar. You could literally walk into this place, get you a bowl of cereal, and you can mix up the two different cereals. Also, you'll be able to get toppings like marshmallows or marshmallow fluff, chocolate drizzle, strawberry drizzle, fresh fruit, whatever you want on top of your cereal, you can get it. They got breakfast sandwiches, they have pastries, they have coffee, they have milkshakes, and they have iced coffee, which I'm pretty sure this is why you brought it up. I have my very own iced coffee at Saturday Morning Vibe cereal bar. Is called the Ice Cutie Crunch, which is like cinnamon toast crunch inspired because that is my very favorite cereal. So if you're ever in the area, it's in Avondale on Redden Road. Definitely feel free to go check them out and ask for a cutie crunch.
And don't you have a drink somewhere else?
Yes, I also have an alcoholic beverage. It's called the Cutie. It's located at Wing Champ on Sharon Road. It's made with tequila. So if you a light drinker, then it's definitely the drink for you. And it's cute.
Good deal. So what is it that food does for you? I know some people say food's a comfort, but I know you just it's like if people watch your videos, you truly enjoy tasting food.
Yeah, like
What-
wholeheartedly. I'll say honestly, I don't even know when it started. I've always loved food. Growing up, like I've always been like this big, honestly. The weight is just now finally catching up with me. But I've always been like so itty bitty, but I always love trying new foods. You can't tell
Right.
me a single food item that I've just like automatically turned my nose up at and I'm like, nah, like I'm not trying it. No, I don't knock anything until I try it. So, um, I don't know. Like it just makes me I don't know. It's just so pretty, like cheese pools and
Right.
like just seeing how perfect a burger looks. Like honestly, if you want to compare me to anybody, compare me to SpongeBob because his passion for Krabby Patties is my passion for food. Period. So yeah.
Definitely. And uh I was going to ask you, do you cook or do you like eating out more? Or is it like a combination? Because I know I do not cook. Your Aunt Kim cooks everything. Kendall cooks. Me and Kayla do not cook. So
So I actually enjoy learning how to cook certain things. I
okay.
feel like the more I learn how to cook, the more knowledge I learn, like the more knowledge I gain behind food, period. And it actually
Right.
helps me when I do my craft as far as foodies with the cuties. So I'm not the best cook, but I am a trial and error self cook.
I know that's right. So, with food being something you enjoy, do you watch like Hell's Kitchen and all those cooking shows to pick up tips? Or do you watch it like, I would love to try that dish?
Yeah, so both. Absolutely both. I even watch Cooking with Cannabis. I've watched
Okay.
like Is It Cake? That's like a show where like, they'll select an item like a tennis shoe and they have to make a cake that looks just like a tennis shoe and the judges would have to guess which one is actually the cake. I thought that was
Mm,
a super cute show. I actually do watch
right.
Hell's Kitchen every now and then. I even watch Game Drops. He started off as a YouTuber. He still, of course, does YouTube, but he also ended up getting his own TV show on Netflix called Fresh Fried and Crispy, and he follows me on Instagram. So
All
yeah,
right.
I like watching his show. I like watching Guy Fieri, Diners, Drive-ins, and Dives. Like I used to like joke a lot when I was younger, like, oh, I want to have a show like Guy Fieri when I get older, not knowing how serious I was. I just didn't think it was possible for myself, but I'm just making it possible for myself. So yeah.
So let's touch on those things real quick. You
Mhm.
didn't think it was possible, but you're making it possible. What was the mind shift that had to take place for that to happen?
You would do anything you put your mind to. Like it literally took for me like okay, I would honestly say it started off by me playing Candy Crush. And this may sound crazy because I come across like a super hard level, and I'm like, I am never going to pass this level. And then, like, literally, when I go just to play the game, just to go play the game, just to kill some time, and I'm like, I know I ain't gonna pass this level. That's always when I end up passing it. It's like don't doubt yourself. Like, just keep trying. Like, no matter how many times you fail, like, it doesn't matter. Trial and error is going to be your best friend. Failure is going to be your best friend. It's going to teach you things that success never could. So, yeah, I'm going to go through this trial and error. I'm going to figure out how to get my own TV show as far as my food reviews. So, yeah, that's where that mindset came from. You can do anything you put your mind to. You just got to put in your best effort and go from there.
And I know without a shadow of a doubt that you will have your own TV show. That's not even a question. So when we talk about you opening your restaurant, what does that look like?
Opening my restaurant?
Yes, because I know you want to open a restaurant, but maybe let's go back to your TV show first, and then we'll talk about the restaurant.
Okay, so my TV show. Um, it really just I'll be able to communicate self love through my TV show.
Okay.
Um, and I really wanted to be able to have a platform that show other girls that look like me, sound like
Hmm.
me, walk like me, talk like me, that they can do anything that they put their mind to as well. Along with eating some good food. Um, so yeah, it'll be super cute. Everything is gonna be super pink because that's of course my favorite color. If you can't tell.
Right.
But yeah, there's gonna be like a lot of like messages in the midst of my show, just to help
Okay.
other girls that look like me.
And if you were to open a restaurant, would it be just a combination of a lot of different foods, or would there be a couple of specialties?
I haven't quite figured that out yet. Um,
Hmm.
I'm still in the works of figuring out exactly what it's gonna look like when I do open my restaurant. Of course,
Right.
I have like a visualization of for as far as like how it's gonna look. Like when you walk in, how it's gonna look, like just like as far as the service, everybody's gonna be treated like, royalty when they come in.
Right.
So, as far as the menu, I have not figured that out. I'm still going, I'm still working through that. I haven't figured that out quite yet.
Okay.
But
Well,
burgers is definitely gonna be on the menu. That's my favorite food is burgers. So
burgers. So
yeah.
let's talk about service. Two questions.
Mhm.
when you walk into restaurants and people recognize you, how do they treat you? Let's start with that one. When they notice it's you,
As far as like customers or the owners?
customer service, like, do the staff like perk up? Do they be like, oh man, she's here to review us? Or
Yeah, I will say those who know that I'm coming, I do feel like they do everything in their power to give me top-notch service, which of course means a lot to me. But it
right,
means even more when my foodies and my cuties come to me and they're like, "Hey, like you were completely right about this place, like to the T, like everything that you said, I absolutely believe it because that's the same experience that I was given." So they definitely tidy up when I come around, but I just like pray within everything in me that anybody that I send their way that they get that exact treatment as well. Cause I mean, bottom line, the treatment that I get is what everybody else should get.
right.
So
And
yeah,
talking
that's
about
like
treatment, what is your biggest customer service pet peeve? Because I know for me, if I go in and you on the cell phone and you paying more attention to your cell phone than me, or you talking to your coworkers more than me, that aggravates me.
I would definitely say I don't know. I I feel like I am so particular when it comes to customer service.
Hmm.
Um from a smile to the greeting to you checking in with me to you making sure that everything is okay. Like I honestly I feel like I could not even narrow down to one thing because I am so particular when it does come to customer service. But that's because I know what kind of person I am. I know when I work in customer service, like I treat people the way I want to be treated, which is absolutely top notch, make you feel like you're on top of the world whenever you're talking to that person or connecting with them. So I would definitely have to say it's communication.
Okay.
Communication with a smile is my biggest thing because that makes me feel welcome.
And like you said, communication really encompasses everything from your body language, your smile, the
Yep.
way you say hello. All that is you're communicating with me the moment I lay my eyes on you. When I
Mhm.
walk through that door, that's when the communication starts.
Yes, sir. Absolutely.
So as we wrap up, we want to reinforce the Kroger app, and we'll make sure we have a link. And what are your social media handles so that if they don't want to look through the show notes, they can just go to your social media?
Yeah, definitely. So it's Foodies with a cutie, FOODIESWITHACUTIE. And that is on Instagram, TikTok, and Facebook. I do have a personal Facebook that I post a lot on. That is Deja Jasmine, which is DEJE', and then middle name, which is JASMEEN. So yeah, those are my social medias. Make sure y'all definitely go ahead and check me out. And I do also have a website which I will be updating for a foodie finder where you can find those categories. And that is foodieswithacutie.com.
Good deal. So before we close out, let's give them one of them wonderful foodie with a cutie uh, commercials or just something. Let them get a vibe of what you like. Maybe I don't know. Just do you. Do something that's you.
Off the top, off the dome. I don't know.
Maybe you just had the best burger you ever had.
I was just thinking that too. We got some good burgers. Mm. Hey, cutie. Okay, so if you're looking for a breakfast burger spot, I got the perfect place for you. It's located in Dayton, Ohio, which they actually closed down that location. So, they're in Independence, Ohio. It's called Melt Bar and Grill. Make sure you definitely go ahead and check out their brunch menu. It is fire, top notch. You'll be able to get a breakfast burrito, which I absolutely love. You'll be able to try their breakfast burger, which is fire. It is the best burger that I ever had in my entire life. So make sure y'all go ahead and check them out. And don't forget to let them know Foodies with the Cutie sent you. Bye, cutie.
Love
That
it.
was off the dome, y'all.
Love
That was terrible. But yeah, you get the gist.
it. Hey, they felt the energy. That's what was important. Well, Deja, thank you so much. I love you and greatly appreciate you spending time with me today.
No, thank you so much for having me. I love you so much more. Thank you so much for everything that you have done for me. Thank you for always being like my biggest cheerleader. Like no matter what it was that I was doing, like you were always right there, like, okay, how can I help? And it's just like me taking this time to come on here today is nothing compared to the things that you've done for me. So yeah, I appreciate you a million. Definitely.
Hey, definitely the feeling is mutual. So we're gonna keep up with you. We're gonna make sure people download the app and make sure that they come and check out all that you have to offer because you not right, but you give great reviews and just keep it up. Very proud of you.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
No problem. And I will talk to you soon.
All right, love you.
Love
Bye.
you too. Bye.